Here we are again, Dottie and I, and Dottie and George, sleeping George down there, and I welcome you to beautiful downtown Pahrump, Nevada on the 24th of October, 2024. We're running out of October, guys. We're running out. It's going to be November soon, and we're all going to be in quartzsite. I can't wait. It is 5:26 a.m., and I'm reading your comments. And we're going to start with Mercedes Suarez, commented by Positive News video on, it's called First Class Kindness, where a generous man gave his first class London to New York seat on an aircraft to an 88-year-old nurse and made her day. Wonderful thing to do. And Mercedes Suarez, her comment was just 3 beautiful hearts. And Ken Gray on the same one said, making life better one act of kindness at a time. Every act is important, whether acknowledged or not. I couldn't agree more. And guess what? Today, the one I just released is on kindness as well. And it's a great story, and it dovetails perfectly with a personal story that's very similar that I had, where someone performed an act of kindness on me when I was very young, and it changed the trajectory of my life in a very profound and meaningful way. Lisa Roth, hello Lisa. Have a lovely day. Love to George and Dottie. That was on my long-form video, Pahrump Preferred RV Resort. This wasn't planned. I just went to breakfast, and I ended up having breakfast with the woman that's in charge of events here at the resort, and I got her to agree to a little interview over breakfast, and it's ended up being the most popular video I've had this week. Who'd have thunk? When Lisa says, have a lovely day, love to George and Dottie. Ken Gray says on that same video, where are we? Says, if I had a bad experience at a store, I will say I had a bad experience at that location. I will avoid it if it's personal, or report it if it's a product. No reason to be unkind. People need to work in order to feed themselves and family. I was mentioning on this video, I just don't do negative talking about businesses or experiences. Not that I think it's wrong to review a business negatively. I'm not a review channel. This isn't a place to do that. Even if I have a really horrible experience at a business and I want to warn people, I'll go to the Google reviews of that business and I'll post a review there, but not on Travels with Dottie, because that's not what Travels with Dottie is all about. And Travels with Dottie is, if you don't have something nice to say, don't say anything at all. And that doesn't mean everything I say is, I'm not Pollyanna. I did a video about the increase in the LTVA fees in quartzsite coming probably next year. That's not a positive story, but it's a true story, and it's, I'm not staying away. It's hard to explain. It's relevant to RV life and retirement, and very relevant to my lifestyle, and the lifestyles of people that I know and care about. So it's informational, not really criticism. On the road with Tenzin on Preferred RV Resort, opinions expressed should be kind, helpful, and timely without an expectation of a positive response. When one of those are not present, the result is rarely beneficial. This is what we were taught at a Buddhist monastery. Love your channel. Thank you. Ken Gray again on the comments video. I love how your comments expand on subjects you've talked about. Insurance. I was forced to retire early, and the insurance was high even after a discount from the company, but I have family and friends that pay 3 to 4 times as much for just basic insurance. I count myself lucky. Gratitude. Good. Hey, Randy. Good morning. Great comments and questions on the comments video. 2001 DDJ says on the comments video, you make a deal. Yeah, make your deal. You send me your old GoPro, and I'll send you a $50 donation to Lake Traverse Animal Rescue, South Dakota, in honor of Dottie Wakely. I had a feeling when I mentioned I'm probably going to give away that camera. I didn't necessarily mean I'm going to do like a giveaway on the channel. What I usually do with things like that I give away, I wait for the opportunity to come up. For example, someone that has very limited financial means wants to start a YouTube channel or is starting one that I know and people I run into. That may be a moment where I'll give that gift away. On the road with Tenzin on comments. Insurance. As a retired senior on Social Security in California, I'm blessed to be poor enough to qualify for Medi-Cal. And you know what? There's something on the ballot with Medi-Cal, and my TV here is tuned into California, I think. And so I get a lot of ads. So I'm like, what is Medi-Cal? So I looked it up, and Medi-Cal is Medicaid, the Medicaid funded insurance in California. So it's really Medicaid, but it's the state label on it, Medi-Cal. Kind of clever. I'm able to keep my Kaiser with no out-of-pocket expense. Love Kaiser and Medi-Cal. 4 surgeries, lots of PT and other medical issues. Kaiser treats me like their highest plan patients. Secret. You have to be on a regular Kaiser plan for 6 months before qualifying for Medi-Cal on Kaiser. They do not take new Medi-Cal patients. You know, I got to tell you, on the opposite coast, when I was working before I retired, I was on Kaiser in Virginia, and my experience was just as positive. Just as positive. I mean, you really have to be in their network, but their network was robust. So I liked Kaiser. Wendy Sosa 66 on Preferred RV Resort. I love you had a ceremonial release of your work attire. My last job, I worked 60, 80 hours a week in business casual clothing. In 2022, I decided to give my time and energy to the people I love and care about, my 6 grandchildren. All right. Since then, only wear leggings, shorts, t-shirts, and tennis shoes. Very similar to me. I wear t-shirts, jeans, or got a couple of pairs of soft pants, but it's mostly jeans. Walking shoes that are very expensive and comfortable, and that's it. I too will be left behind if people invite me to a formal event. Yeah, me too. That's okay. I'm okay with that. It sounds like we're both okay with that. Let's see. I am struggling a little. Here we go. Chris 31215. Thanks for the great info. Okay, this is on Quartzsite RV Living for Beginners. That was a little while ago. Very popular video though. Thanks for the great info. Such a big place, a little daunting and overwhelming. Yes, it is. You've helped my questions. You've helped. My question is, with the 14-day limit on BLM, is there any reason you can't spend the next 14 days at an RV park in town and then go back out to BLM again for 14 days, rinse and repeat? And that's come up, I think, on the last one too. It's worth repeating. It's a good idea. You can do that, or you can pay $40 to stay in the LTVA areas and then bounce back to the 14 days, right? So the rule is, we talked about the 25 miles, but be out, only one 14-day period, only one 14-day stay in a 28-day period. That's the alternative. So you don't have to be 25 miles away. You just have to be out of that area for 14 days, and then you can come back, because you're in for 14, you're out for 14. What's 14 and 14? 28. So on the 29th day, that privilege reaccrues and you can go back in. So I can pay $40 this year. It's going to probably change next year, but $40 for 2 weeks in the LTVA, and I can bounce back and forth. So it essentially is costing me, I'm moving once a month, or twice a month, and it's costing me $40. Let's see. Pete Diaz on Preferred RV. Life is too short. Why be negative? Enjoy and love your videos no matter what the content. Well, thank you for that. Cushman 89108. I believe the other day at Smith's you did not cover your keyless pad on your truck. Might want to change it. I get this occasionally, and I don't cover, turn the camera away when I do my keyless entry in my tree. But I have yet to, and I said to him, so Cushman, what do you think my code is? Because I do it in a way with my hand. You can't see what it is. And I do change it. It's easy to change. I can change it occasionally. But so far, no one who has called me out on doing it has been able to tell me what my code is. Because I move my hands a lot when I'm doing it, and you can't tell which buttons I'm pressing. Maybe the first couple, but definitely, if anyone watches that video on the Smiths and you can tell me what my code is, I'll change it immediately. Lisa Roth, I bet that really made her day. So nice of that young man. That's the first class switching kindness video. Here we got it. Here we got a long one. A long one only because there's some conversation back and forth between myself and good old Randy on the Pahrump video. As someone who worked a few years, which seems like a lifetime ago, in the fashion industry, Neiman Marcus, also known as needless markup, that's kind of like Whole Foods. The nickname is Whole Paycheck. It's just teasing a high-end, high-quality product company. Needless markup was my absolute favorite place to shop, in the cafe where my mom and I loved the popovers and with strawberry butter. Here's what she's talking about. Neiman Marcus stores all had cafes in them, and they had especially a popover that they would serve. And the popover is like this big. It was huge. It was mostly air, but it was wonderful. And they did have butter that was strawberry butter that they served with it. The popovers were amazing. I've had many, many of them. Some of the last things we did together, my very fond memories, I donated almost all of it, hers and mine, to charity. I will admit a feeling of excitement when you said you had a position with Neiman Marcus brought back great memories. I hadn't thought about it in a long time. And I said, yeah, I was the director of credit from 1990 to 1997. And incidentally, I continued to work for them as a contractor for at least another year after that. She says, Dottie Travels, very nice indeed. And Smitty gets in there, says Neiman Marcus, aka Needless Markup, and he laughs. Yeah. Okay. Robert Ballard on the comments video. Hi, Rob. I've been thinking about the maximum power consumption for a 12-volt system. So this whole thing is going to bore you to death. Scrub forward if you. This will bore most of you. But in the comments video, I talked about a comment where some guy said on my, I have an old Renogy inverter posting or video where he says the maximum amount of power you can get out of a 12-volt system is 1,500 watts, which is, I'm sorry, it's ridiculous. And I just said, look, I'm sorry, that's just not, it's patently false. So Robert got interested in this. I was thinking about the maximum power for 12-volt system. Ohm's law of resistance, power equals current times volt, is an example. He does an example, and he's saying 12 volts times 500 CCA, I don't know what CCA is, equals 6,000 watts. Similar calculations used the size of battery for cars cold cranking amps. We should ask Dottie on this one. Well, I don't think that one is accurate either. Maybe it is, I don't know. But I answered and it said, I don't doubt that, but my point was I have direct experience with watts far in excess of 1,500 watts. I see there are 12 volt, 10,000 watt running watt, 20,000 surge watt inverters for sale on Amazon. I guess that could be deceptive advertising, but that seems doubtful. What do you think? He hasn't answered yet. And I need to edit that. I see a typo. Hat should be that. So we'll save that. So trust me, there's no speed limit on the power that you can pull out of your 12-volt system at 1500 watts. I have a 3000 watt inverter, and I've bumped up close to that running my micro. I run my AC, and that can run that can run close to 2800 watts at peak. So there's 1500 is ridiculous. One Great Dane on the this is this Renogy inverter, this thing, it was well over a year ago, and it still gets it still gets comments. I'm trying to open it in another let's see how many views. How many views are on there? 2200 views on there. It's amazing. And it was well over a year ago. It's still getting views. Still getting views. I'm trying to get back to the comments. All right, let's get back down here again. Great Dane says Blue C 300 amp disconnect switch and Eaton battery terminal post fuses and heavy 2 watt cable on my battery bank. Bus bar 4 watt cable into inverter works good. That'll put you to sleep if you're not interested in how to wire an inverter. Naj, question. So this is, again, I'm asking for questions for my Q&A video, which, by the way, I've decided I'm going to produce it Saturday. So you have between now and Saturday to get your questions in if you want it to be in the video. And you do all cap the word question somewhere in the comment, and you can comment on any video. It doesn't matter. I will find them by searching for all comments that have the word question in all caps in them, okay? In Naja's question, why did you choose the RV nomadic life? Why quartzsite? How did you end up spending the summer in New Mexico? Why did you start this YouTube channel? All great questions, and I'm going to answer them all. Jane Smith, I can handle the dirty windshield because I know you'll see it and clean it up soon enough. That was on the preferred RV. That was part of it was on the road. And I turned into the sun, and my windshield was just horrible. I mean, it was horrible. I felt terrible. And I did, at a stop sign, I cleaned most of it. Hanson on the road. On the prompt. Funny, I was just talking to Teresa today. Teresa's the person that she mentioned. In years past at the park, when I went to the annual meeting, I am a member. As I am a member, there were big discussions, arguments about the size of dog fencing in yards and outdoor refrigerators. Unfortunately, left unchecked, hoarders will let things get really bad. It only used to be $300 per month for members. Everything has gone way up. Well, you know, if you had any kind of membership RV park where you were paying $300 a month, including utilities, holy crap, there's nothing like that. That must have been a while ago. So we're right now, we're a hair under $500 a month, including utilities. It's $675 a day, and they're about to raise that. And my guess is they'll raise it maybe to $17 a day. And what would that do? So 17, let's say a 31-day month would be $527. A 30-day month would be $510. So we would be going north of, because $1675 right now. I've always been excited. It's on a 31-day month. It's it's $1575. Is it 15? It's $1575. It's $488. So we'd go to 16. I misspoke. So we'd go to 16 times 31. It is still, if they go to 16, it would be still $496, just under $500. And no one said that. I'm just guessing what they would increase it to. Like I said, if they increased it to 17 times 31 days, it would be $527. So it would be over. They pull in quite a bit more money. So anyway, yeah, things were always cheaper in the past. I remember paying, I don't know, filling my gas tank with $5 when I was a teenager. Hanson, another thing. The chicken Big Mac is fantastic, and the chicken is more of a tempura batter than the other chicken. Okay, I'm sorry. I got to try the chicken Big Mac. Maybe I'll do that today. And here is Martin, another question with the all cap questions. It'll be in there. I'll be answering it Saturday. Can you give a little bit more of a personal background, life story about yourself? You are what you are today based on your life experiences. What are your past life experiences? Example, why do you want to keep your channel positive? Is this based on things that happened in the past? Good question. It'll get me talking for a long time in the video, I'll tell you that. And I tell you, part of that question is answered today in the positive news video, if you want to see that. And the positive news video is called, because I snuck in a personal story today into the positive news video. And the positive news video today, which is just, I'm publishing it right now because it was unlisted. I'm going to make it public. Kindness seismic moment. So that'll answer part of that question. But that question is a good question. That'll get me talking for a long time. Q881. What a shame that the government can waste $80 billion on military equipment that was left in Afghanistan, money that was sent to Ukraine and Israel, but cannot find money to fix the LTVA. This is sad. I don't know what one thing has to do with the other exactly, but there's certainly lots of examples of money spent elsewhere in this enormous government. And the LTVA is it's the only LTVA system in the country, in the BLM system, and it's a little tiny minuscule thing. So I think that's kind of a ridiculous comparison. I'm sorry. It's just I would have hoped they would have found elsewhere in the money, but guess what? You're going to pay for it either way. Whether you paid for, if there were military equipment left in Afghanistan, you paid for it. And if they find money from somewhere else and they put it in the LTV, you're paying for that too. So you're either paying in taxes, or in this case, they're going to say, hey, we're not going to take money from everyone in the country for the LTVA. We're just going to take money from the people that use it. It's a good argument. Anne-Marie says, I actually said run, don't walk, and get the hip replacement done. I think I quoted. Maybe if I misquoted you, it was certainly inadvertent. I understand what you said. Quartzsite, RV living for beginners. Ricky Gonzalez says, thank you. I'm getting ready for my first trip to Quartzsite. Be there for 2 weeks. I'd like your advice. Hope to see you there. Oh, I'm sure you will. I like that you always wear the red glasses now. I do. You know what? They're so easy to clean and stay clean. I've been really using these a lot. I have the ones that change. I have these that if I go outside, they turn into sunglasses. But look, they're dirty, and I can't seem to keep them clean, even with this microfiber. It's still, and I put cleaning solution on. It's just really hard. I don't get it. I can't clean them, but these clean up really well, and I can see really well. All right. And he has a question too. Do you have a favorite YouTuber? It's your call if you include your real life YouTuber friends. Yeah, it's I've got a couple of real life YouTuber friends, but I do have a favorite channel, and it'll be a surprise to you, I think, because my favorite channel has nothing to do with retirement or RV life, really, or camping. But I love this. I love this YouTube channel. I will. So I'm going to do it on Saturday. I'm not going to probably release it on Saturday. Probably Sunday. But I will be. You can do these comments on any video, all the way up to Saturday morning is when I'm going to extract them and sit here and. Actually, I probably will go to the little park, the Serenity Garden, and I'll do it instead of sitting here. And I'll go with Dottie. How's that sound? Let's refresh to see if there's been any new comments from after Cornelius. And there isn't. That is it for the day, 25 minutes. And I'm 9 minutes before I have a meeting in 9 minutes. So I did pretty good today. Good timing. Take care. You're hanging in here for 25 minutes. You're great. Thank you so much. And I so enjoy your comments and enjoyed talking to you about the comments. And this is fun every day. Take care. See you tomorrow.